In my beginning years as a counselor, I've got to work with tons of people and it's been amazing. And one of the things that was most surprising was seeing how rewarding it can be. In counseling school, we learn all about how to be a counselor. We learn all about counseling, to actually be someone's counselor and to truly do the work and see people make the change and grow into basically a better version of themselves is extremely rewarding.
I have worked with a variety of different ages, from young children all the way to adulthood, but I always find it the most rewarding working with teens. Typically, teens tend to be a little bit more guarded. They tend to have this tough exterior that's hard to crack, but then once you crack it, once you gain their trust, once they open up, once you actually see that start of that healing take place, it is the most beautiful and rewarding thing.
I find counseling encouraging, obviously, when clients make progress and feel happier and more content. But for me, there's a really special part about that. I've worked with some clients who carry their past hurts and past traumas. And when I'm in a session and a client feels safe, and through our therapeutic relationship, the therapeutic process, they're ready to unburden themselves with that story and find ways to cope with it and move on. It's so special to me that I can create that safe space for them.
My greatest joy of being part of this counseling center is just that we are like a family. It's a great clinical group to be working with. Being able to work with people one-on-one and come alongside of them in their story and be part of that and just watch that shift in them is really special.
One of the more rewarding aspects to the work, especially when working with adolescents, young adults, is the discovery of their worth. A lot of times when we're, as human beings, we're in that stage of development where we're trying to figure out our identity and who we are and what our purpose is. There can be a lot of confusion, a lot of questions. Being able to work through not just the pain and suffering, but really the who am I questions, and be able to see them really embrace their gifts and be able to learn how to advocate for themselves and to really feel grounded in their identity and be able to take that forward into the world, right? With that kind of sense of confidence and this is who I am.
Well, the most rewarding thing I find about counseling, because I work primarily with young people, preteens and teens and their families, is watching the light go off when they actually get it. And to me, part of my function is to help preteens, teens, and their families heal and become whole. If you can make an impact in one person's life in your lifetime, you're a success. So I've said I consider myself a success thousands of times over.
When I see a client recognize a challenge and then be open and receptive to some of the recommendations or interventions, apply them to their daily life, and then return and say, oh, I did this, and this is going this, or I tried that and that didn't work, so I did this instead. And then they come back and they are excited and happy to recognize the change in their own lives. That's, I think, the most rewarding thing about it.